Saturday night at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium delivered a long-anticipated clash that captivated a global audience on Glory Boxing as Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn finally squared off in the ring. What followed was a breathtaking fight of the year contender that surpassed all expectations. His rivalry had deep roots, stemming from the brutal showdowns between their fathers, Eubank and Nigel Benn, who famously battled twice in the 1990s. What began as a legacy-driven, money-spinning matchup soon evolved into something far more raw and personal. Originally scheduled for October 2022, the bout was derailed after Benn tested positive for a banned substance, sparking a firestorm of controversy and ridicule across boxing's online circles, some of it so over the top it felt straight out of a campy old-school villain monologue. But the time since only fueled the animosity. What started as a nostalgic nod to the past transformed into a fierce grudge match. And on Saturday night, that bad blood erupted in spectacular fashion. The storied rivalry between their fathers added a powerful layer of intrigue to this showdown, turning it into something truly special. While the fight was born from legacy, the Eubank-Benn clash quickly carved out its own identity. Eubank Jr. set the tone early, asserting control in the opening round with a stiff, authoritative jab that dictated the pace. But Benn responded swiftly, coming to life in the ensuing rounds with blistering hand speed and slick movement. His fast, accurate combinations and quick footwork highlighted his athletic edge and signaled he wasn't there just to play a role. In someone else's story, as the bout entered the middle rounds, Eubank began to shift the momentum. He unleashed heavier, more purposeful shots and strung together compact, efficient combinations that visibly slowed Benn's rhythm. Though Benn remained dangerous and had flashes of brilliance, it was Eubank who consistently landed the cleaner, more telling punches. The size difference grew more pronounced as the fight wore on. Benn, typically fighting smaller men, found himself up against a physically stronger and more durable opponent. Eubank's natural size and toughness became a clear factor, wearing Benn down and reinforcing the idea that this was a different kind of challenge, one he hadn't encountered before. Even when Eubank absorbed clean shots, he did so with impressive composure and resilience. In round 8, Benn appeared to catch a second wind, bursting out with renewed energy and launching a spirited assault. From that point on, the intensity surged, and the bout transformed into a thrilling, all-out war. Over the following rounds, Benn dialed up the pressure, forcing the pace and turning the fight into a fiercely contested battle. What unfolded was nothing short of remarkable, both men showing unwavering determination, each digging deep and refusing to give an inch. The final 4 rounds were electric. While not textbook displays of technical boxing, they were rich in raw emotion and pure fighting spirit. The exchanges were wild and relentless, with both fighters showcasing incredible heart and grit, leaving the crowd on edge with every flurry. The 12th round was the epitome of what a championship finish should be, a toe-to-toe, no-quit slugfest where neither man backed down. It was a stirring display of courage and desire, a final test of will that lived up to the moment. Though Benn had some of his best moments in those closing rounds, it was Eubank's poise, power, and execution in the final 2 that, in my view, edged him ahead. It was a fight to remember, an unforgettable clash fueled by pride, legacy, and sheer will, deserving of the highest accolades. After 12 rounds of electrifying, high-octane action, Eubank Jr. emerged victorious by unanimous decision, with all 3 judges scoring the bout 116-112. The scorecards reflected the fight accurately, there was little controversy, and the better man on the night rightly had his hand raised. Conor Benn, however, walked away with more than just a loss. He earned widespread admiration for his grit, determination, and heart, qualities that had been questioned by some leading into the fight. Facing a bigger, more experienced opponent, Benn didn't just hold his own, he battled fiercely from start to finish, proving that he belongs at this level. Eubank, the older and more seasoned fighter, likely endured a difficult weight cut but still delivered a composed, strategic, and physically commanding performance. He matched Benn's youthful aggression with veteran savvy and resilience, reaffirming his status as a major force in the sport. It was a standout night for British boxing, elevated further by the fact that this was the inaugural event promoted. Under the Ring Magazine banner, congratulations to Chris Eubank Jr. and respect to both fighters for delivering a modern classic. Given the intensity, drama, and legacy behind this matchup, a rematch doesn't just feel possible, it feels inevitable. The Eubank Jr. vs. Benn showdown aired globally on Glory Boxing, and with the dust still settling, fans can already look ahead to more action next weekend. Would you like this woven into a full-length article now? Next Friday night, the spotlight moves to the heart of Midtown Manhattan as Times Square plays host to a blockbuster card featuring 3 can't-miss matchups. Teofimo Lopez will put his WBO junior welterweight title on the line against the unbeaten Arnold Barboza Jr. Meanwhile, Devin Haney faces off with former world champion Jose Ramirez in a high-stakes battle that could have major implications for the lightweight division. And in the main event, fireworks are all but guaranteed as Ryan Garcia squares up against Rolly Romero in what promises to be an all-action showdown. Then, less than 24 hours later, the sport's biggest superstar returns. Canelo Alvarez will defend his undisputed super middleweight title against the undefeated William Skull in a fight that could reshape the division's hierarchy. Don't miss a moment. Take advantage of our special bundle deal and catch both pay-per-view events exclusively on Glory Boxing, the global home of the fight game. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the action. Until next time, stay safe and keep your guard up. This is Glory Boxing.